Today we got something really cool. This is the cordless hot staple pen. Pretty cool. Comes all in this little box. This is the really cool part of it. Makes this thing a welder. So we're gonna try all this out. And I've prepared some stuff for testing. We're gonna see how well this thing does. I think it's pretty awesome. Alright, so first things first, let's see what we got here. So, the USB charge port type C, I believe. Fairly short, but whatever. We've got the little welding attachment. So it looks like it just plugs onto the end of the pen. We've got a bunch of staples, different styles of staples, more staples, different styles, and more staples, different styles. So we'll test those out. We already know that staples work pretty good. And this is the tool itself. So very simple. You got your on off right here. So it's in the on position. Now you just have to click the button and then it'll start to heat it up. Your charging port right here. And then I believe it lights up on here to show you battery life and stuff like that. I believe it does anyways. Other than that, pretty simple tool. Alright, so I've prepared two pieces of plastic here. We got the staples here, we got these ones. I think everyone's favorite is usually this style here. Kind of everyone's favorite. Work pretty good for everything. Then we got these, which are kind of the same idea, but way less squiggly, I guess. And then we've got these ones. I think they work pretty good for corners. Anyways, let's try it out. Alright, so here we go. Put this in the end here. Just push it in. There it's in. Turn it to the on position. I can hold this one just like a pen. This is cool. So I'll push the button. Oh, it's got a little light on the little LED light. So it's getting nice and red. Lots of smoke. Let it cool for a second. Alright, so that one was kind of a mistake. It is holding, but I let it heat up for too long. So let's try this one. And I'm just going to try to put it in there. So I'll heat it up. It's getting nice and red there. Put it in there. Now I'm going to let go of the power. Just kind of let see now the plastic's kind of sinking all around it. Give it a second to cool off now. See if blowing on it helps. Okay, that's probably been long enough. There, yeah. That's nice and decent. You can see the plastic has kind of gone over top of the old, where it's gone in there. Whereas this one's kind of on the surface. This one's not very good. So we'll try another one like that. I'm sure I can get it to work good. Just take this one, pop it in there. By the way, this stays cool. It's just this that heats up. So, take this one, get it nice and hot. This takes literally seconds to do. So now it's nice and cherry red there. Stick it in there, and I'm gonna let go of the power. This does take a little bit of skill to use. Pull it off. There we go. Works nicely. Didn't go all the way through. Cool. Alright, so with all these hot staple pens, guns, whatever you want to call them, the staples, like, I mean, everybody's seen these work pretty good. There's nothing really new there. It depends on the material. Sometimes they work a little better or maybe not as good. Whatever. They work pretty good. If you know what you're doing, it seems pretty easy to use. But this is something new. This is pretty cool. So let's try this. Let's see how we can do without anything that's been stapled together. Start fresh. We'll start with some, I got some scraps here. We'll see if we can weld them together and stuff like that. We'll see how it does. All right, so we got these two pieces of plastic here that used to be together, and I just cut it apart. If you can guess that this was like cutting board, it could be right. So let's put this on here. So it just lines up and then slides down. It's on, very simple. I left this on already, but it's okay because we're on push the button. Now let's just line it up here, and I'm gonna put my hand on the other side of the camera. Hopefully you guys can see better. Yeah, just like this, I think it will work. So let's see what we can do here. So push the button now. As soon as you push the button, the light turns on. Okay, I think it's fairly hot. Yeah, I can see smoke. Okay, there, it's melting. Okay, we're doing a really nice little weld here. We're just laying those dimes. If you watch my videos, you can see I already know how to weld with actual like metal and stuff. So the idea is pretty simple to me, but this is actually pretty cool. All right, just finished that bead. So look at that. That is actually pretty cool. So as you can see, I haven't done anything on the back. These two pieces are together now. So now, because I haven't done the back, I can flex it back and forth. But let's do the back here. Quickly do the back. So I think it's probably still hot. Yep. So now I'm just kind of going forward slightly and then going back, kind of creating like a slight little wave. It's just kind of pushing it together. But this is incredibly simple to do. Like, this is so easy. Anybody could do this, in my opinion. It's incredibly easy. And that was quick. Like, I haven't slowed down the camera or anything or sped it up, nothing. So now, look at that. It's actually pretty strong. Wow. So yeah, look at that. That is actually pretty strong. It's like a nice little welder. You can see it up close there. To be honest, that was kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of fun. Let's try something else here. I've got another piece here that was the same cut. How can we? Let's go sideways like this, and we'll leave a little bit of real estate for if I'm gonna try anything else. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna hold it up so you guys can see it while I go along. So I'll start probably right here. So let's try here. It's nice that it's got that little light here, so my lighting isn't the best. Okay. Okay, so we're welding it. It's a little harder because I'm holding three things right now. So it is doing it. Okay, it's slipping out of my hand. But look at that. Is that incredible or what? So simple. So you can see where it was falling away from my hand. So yeah, now this is kind of one piece, but it's really flimsy because the backside isn't done. Let's see if I can make this better by just going along the backside here. So we'll heat it up again. Okay, so I gotta kind of push it together, kind of twist the bottom piece inward. There we go. Oh, actually, if I just let the thing just kind of glide down it, it's doing a really good job. Yeah, it's actually looking really nice. Okay. Let's see that. Should let it cool off for a second first though. Okay, so let's see here. That actually feels pretty strong. Okay, so I'm gonna break this apart. And now what I'm going to do is we got two new sections here. So two new sections here, but we're going to put it on the edge. So if I can get that stay together. Now I'm just going to weld the edge here. Try to get it to stay. Oh, this is difficult. Tough to hold three things at once here. Okay, so now okay, I think I'm getting it. Go up here just a little bit too. I just want it to stick together. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, so yes, okay, got it. Now I'm gonna try something. So my idea was, I took this piece of scrap here and I cut some strips off of it. So I got these strips, and because it's the same material, I'm hoping it'll act like little welding rods. So the one here is a little thick, but I think I'm gonna try to act as though they are welding rods and just kind of feed it in like TIG welding. We'll see if we can try to fill in the gap here. So let's see what happens. So maybe we'll start right here. I'm gonna try to, I need like 4 hands to do this. Okay, so this is not going very easy, but it is working. So now it's actually working better if I just kind of lay it down and then run it over. Yeah, and I gotta stay right on the edge of the puddle here. Keep feeding it in there. And it is working. Well, like I said, it's not the easiest. I feel like this is one of those things that you'd find better ways slowly, and you'd develop a skill for doing it. So I'm gonna stop right there. I'm just gonna pull it away. So now it was still pretty hot there. And I'll show you with the camera. So let's take a look here. So that's stuck by a little string there. Anyways, we filled in the gap right here. So you can see how wide it was, and we filled it in. And on the back side here, you can kind of see it was flowing through. So it's not the best, but it's not bad considering what you're trying to do. And there is strength to it. So it is working. So I feel like it's definitely one of those things that as you keep doing it, you would develop better skill for doing it. And like right there that I got, yeah, it's already nice and cool. I can touch it already. It's a little sticky actually, but anyways, it is together, and it's if you look down, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but yeah, it's kind of tough to show you, but it did melt it's burned all the edges inward. So it's not just sitting on top, the whole thing is actually welded. So yeah, and there's not a lot there, but it is actually somewhat strong. Pushing it around, it actually feels somewhat durable. Like, see, it's not bad. Cordless hot staple pen, as well as Welder. These things are really cheap. I got this one from eBay, Amazon type thing. It was like about $20 delivered to my house. You might even be able to find them for cheaper than that, and I think it's a really good value. It's a really good buy if you're like me and you work with plastic, you try to repair things, whatnot. You don't want to go and buy new every single time something is cracked or broken. This is pretty handy. I quite like it. I've used these things for, I've fixed motorcycle plastics with it. I've fixed the lower valence on my truck. I've been building a custom interior for my Camaro using plastics and whatnot, and this thing's absolute beast, a must-have tool. This is absolutely awesome, especially the fact that it's cordless. So yeah, I recommend it. And like I said, it was cheap. You really can't go wrong. And you can get corded ones that don't need to be recharged, of course, but then you gotta find somewhere to plug it in. Whereas this one, you can just take it wherever you want with you and pop that off, put it back in the box, whatever. As long as these two ends haven't linked together, this thing won't get hot. You can hold the button all you want and it's not going to heat up. So yeah, it's easy to pack around and whatnot. Yeah, I quite like it. So anyways, thanks for watching.